मास मीडिया 835 जो उसका कोड है मास मीडिया का, यूनिट 2 Chapter-4 radio we are going to cover in this video. This video I'm not reading it from the textbook. I have actually I've read the chapter, I've highlighted the points which were important and I wrote it. Okay, I'm sorry for the bad handwriting, but yeah, I actually made an effort to write all the points which are really important. And if you're watching this video is enough and it's really going to be helpful for you. Or not going to, if you have not read the chapter, it's okay, you can watch this video and can focus only the points which I have written instead of reading. And if you feel that now it's high time and you don't have the time to read, then it's okay, you don't have to read the chapter, you can focus on this video, you can focus on the notes, on the points which I have mentioned. Now what are the two broad groups of radio? Spoken word program and music programs. Now this question may also come that what spoken word program includes. So you can actually write about news bulletins, you can write about discussions, you can write about educational programs of for schools and colleges, you can also write about talks, interviews, discussions. Yeah. And if they talk about music programs, you will write countdown shows, you would write magazine programs, disc jockey programs, musical performances of of all types. Okay, this line was mentioned that it is obvious that good number of performances or like good number of programs, basically like drama, features, documentaries, needs both matlab both spoken word program as well as music program. Okay, musical music programs. Okay, now news bulletins and news reels. Now this question has come various times, that what is news bulletins or what is news reels, or what write the differentiate between news bulletins and news reels, or difference between whatever. If they ask the question, write the difference between news reels and news bulletins, then we are going to write these differences which I'm going to discuss now. But if the question comes that the question is only for news reels, so we don't have to compare it with news bulletins, we'll only focus on the points of news reels, and same goes with the news bulletins part. ठीक है, न्यूज़ बुलेटिन्स क्या है? न्यूज़ बुलेटिन्स बेसिकली प्रेजेंट करता है, ठीक है, क्या प्रेजेंट करता है? प्रेजेंट करता है समरीज़ को ऑफ न्यूज़ स्टोरीज in order of its importance and interest value. This I have not mentioned, you may write it somewhere, that news bulletins present summaries of news stories in order in form of of importance basically and interest value, in order of importance and interest value. Now if you talk about news reels, what is news reels? News reels present spot reports, comments, interviews and extracts from speeches. ठीक है, अब हम लोग डिफरेंसेस में आते हैं. ये भी डिफरेंस ही था, वी कैन ऑल्सो एड इट इन डिफरेंस, बट दिस वॉज द मेन डेफिनेशन ऑफ दीज टू things. Now these two terms, yeah. So news bulletins are more complex, the process are not complex. News bulletins, the process is not complex, it is not complex, that is why it is put by air almost every hour in every day, even in English and in other regional languages as well. But now if I talk about news reels, they are complex process, so that is why they doesn't air every day, every hour. Maybe they they put out by air in a day, but not every hour, because the process is complex and they require skill, tape editing and well written links. Okay, now we can also differentiate that between the durations. Okay, that major bulletins usually their duration is 15 minutes and other are 5 minutes, but news reels has only one duration which is totally fixed, 15 minutes. Okay, this is the fixed duration for news reels. Now news reels are expensive, complex as well as expensive if we compare it with news bulletins. They are more news reels जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा expensive होते हैं, they are more expensive. Now this was all about news bulletins and news reels. Now we'll focus on documentaries. Documentaries का दूसरा नाम radio features है. This again I have not mentioned, you may write it somewhere. ठीक है, I hope you all are you're going to take screenshot. After taking a screenshot, you may print it out, you can write it somewhere, but these points are really very much important and I have written it very in a simple language, in one phrase maybe. Yeah, right. Documentaries is also known as radio features. They are factual, informational, educational. They talk about past, present, future. They sketch biographies of different leaders. They inquire social, political, economical and cultural problems. They introspect the voice of real people. That real people can be actors as well, they can be common people as well. Okay, now radio plays, they are their average duration of radio plays 30 minutes to 60 minutes. Characters are 3 to 4, only the characters are very much limited, 3 to 4. Now what is the reason behind limited duration characters? As we all know, radio drama is a story which is told through sound. It has no relation with visual, it's not audio visual. So radio listeners might get confused. That is why the characters are limited and duration are shorter. I'm repeating the reason once again. As we all know, radio drama is a story told through sound alone. Radio listeners might get confused, so duration is shorter and character is limited. Now what are the requirements of radio play? रेडियो प्ले का कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट्स होते हैं. फर्स्ट, द वॉइस ऑफ द कैरेक्टर शुड बी डिस्टिंग्विशेबल जिससे कि कन्फ्यूजन ना हो. साउंड जो होना चाहिए कैरेक्टर का, या मतलब एक प्रॉपर, मतलब जिसको भी हायर किया गया है, जो जिसका साउंड अट्रैक्टिव लगा, वो अट्रैक्टिव के अलावा नेचुरल साउंड करना चाहिए. और स्पीक ट्रू टू कैरेक्टर मतलब जस्टिस दे. और इंटरेस्टिंग हो. इंटरेस्टिंग कैसे हो सकता है, उसकी आवाज़ को इंटरेस्टिंग कैसे बनाया जा सकता है? बाय एडिंग बैकग्राउंड इफेक्ट्स, म्यूजिकल इफेक्ट्स, एटमॉस्फेरिक इफेक्ट्स, and obviously the voice should be interesting as well. Now if we talk about Madras, this line may come, ठीक है, as a objective for 1 mark, that Madras का mythological place जो था वो famous था. मद्रास का मिथोलॉजिकल प्लेस फेमस था. और ये सेकंड पॉइंट भी एज अ ऑब्जेक्टिव आ सकता है, दैट लायोनेल जो फिल्डन थे वो ही वॉज द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू इंट्रोड्यूस दैट 30-minute रेडियो प्ले. ठीक है. नाउ इफ यू टॉक अबाउट रेडियो टॉक्स, म्यूज़िक प्रोग्राम्स और म्यूज़िक ट्रेलर्स. ठीक है. म्यूज़िक ट्रेलर्स के अलावा के साथ साथ क्विजेस भी था. मतलब इफ़ यू रीड, यू विल सी द बुक, देन यू विल नोटिस दैट क्विजेस इज़ द पार्ट ऑफ म्यूज़िक ट्रेलर्स. नाउ till quizzes is there in this part, and from the next part we are going to discuss from the basic elements. ठीक है. Now radio talks क्या है? Radio talks are not public speeches, they are just chats which we usually, the way we communicate with our friends in an informal manner. So it is also they address in an informal manner. Now who are the friends? The radio listeners are our friends. They are not visible but they are attentive. That's why they are the listeners. That's why we are here. We means the RJs or those kinds of people, right? Now the radio talks should be simple. The radio talk should be radio talk should have familiar words. ठीक है. It's not that some word which is totally going above my head. No. And it should be descriptive, it should be powerful, it should be interesting, which is the main point, and should be informative as well. Now if you talk about music programs, great popularity, then it has a great popularity even if we compare it with talk shows usually उसका भी popularity होता है, पर music programs का popularity comparatively ज़्यादा होता है even if we compare with talk shows. People do enjoy its rhythm, its melodies, harmonies, because it provides relaxation. Now if you talk about music trailers, उसका duration 15 to 30 minutes होता है. ठीक है. Now सब चीज़ का 15 minutes है या 30 minutes है. ठीक है, कहीं ना कहीं, बट रेडियो प्ले का कहीं ना कहीं 60 minutes तक भी जाता है. Now म्यूज़िक ट्रेलर्स जो है वो उसमें क्या क्या रहता है, उसमें ऑब्वियसली स्टार्स का नाम रहता है, प्रोड्यूसर का नाम रहता है, डायरेक्टर का नाम रहता है, प्लेबैक सिंगर्स के नाम रहते हैं, म्यूजिशियंस के नाम रहते हैं. उसके अंदर क्विजेस आते हैं. क्विजेस इज़ टोटली स्टूडियो बेस्ड. ठीक है, लार्जली स्टूडियो बेस्ड, इनएक्सपेंसिव होता है. मोस्ट पॉपुलर फैमिली प्रोग्राम मतलब मोस्ट पॉपुलर प्रोग्राम फॉर फैमिली. ठीक है. एंड इट इज़ enjoyable फॉर family fare. So what we actually covered in this video, we got to know about music trailers, we also got to know about quizzes, music programs, radio talks, about Lionel Fielden, about the mythological place which is famous in Madras. We got to know about the duration of the radio play, and we also got to know why the radio radio plays duration and characters are limited. We got to know about the differences between news bulletins and news reels. We also got to know about radio features. What is radio feature? Radio feature is documentaries. Okay. Now we also got to know about the two broad groups of radio, and we also got an idea that drama, feature, documentaries, they need both the broad groups. What are the two broad groups of radio? First one is spoken word programs and second one is music programs. That's all for the day. Thank you for watching, and if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe my channel, like my video, and if you find it helpful, share it with your friend. Thank you, and all the best for your exams.